Hi everyone, thanks for taking the time to view this video. This is a nice one and a different one. It's my authentic space, deep space photos of the constellations. This is Virgo, and I've added some digital animation, high quality, to give us a view of while we're talking about what's out there and getting our minds to wake up to the realities of the deep space missions that some people believed still today is still a myth, and it's not. Not only is it not a myth, but there's proof, and there's in 2016 there was information declassified, U.S. military secret that was declassified in 2016 about the Cold War space project that was revealed. It's newly released documents in June 2016 that describe the U.S. Air Force's secret Cold War project known as the Manned Orbiting Laboratory, the MOL. Um, what was it? Amongst the anticipated duties of the Manned Orbiting Laboratory, cruise was overhead reconnaissance, but a range of other tasks were considered. Now, this information I got from Scientific American. And of course, I look around and I try to look around about what people are discussing about. And of course, this is declassified information that can be seen for yourselves. I haven't not got the link exactly yet, but I will present it to you very soon. And while the program, they say, never actually lofted a crewed space station, those nearly 6 years were quite eventful, featuring the selection of 17 MOL astronauts, the remodeling of NASA's two-seat Gemini spacecraft, the development of the Titan 3C launch vehicle, and the building of a MOL launch site at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. Now, guys, this is the recipe for a deep space orbiting manned crew with communications directly from the command center. Both training and secret space missions are going on every day. Just coming across and just right along the guys. Coming down here right now. Coming down here right now. Start taking the steps. Now 2,500 feet. I guess the world is that naive that we just couldn't bear the thought that our governments and or some kind of higher ruler could exist and could be ruling the world without us knowing it. All the money and all the investments, I mean, geez, we're talking trillions of dollars goes into these space missions. Right in front of us, right in front of our faces. But you know, the lights we're seeing, are they from here? Are they from elsewhere? Are they other species? Is it us? Is it both of us? Are we actually already working in collaboration with aliens? I read up a lot and heard a lot about, obviously, Yuri Gagarin. His complete name is Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin. We're talking about a Soviet pilot, a Russian Soviet pilot and cosmonaut. He was the first human to journey into outer space when his Vostok spacecraft completed an orbit of the Earth on the 12th of April, 1961. Gagarin became an international celebrity. Everyone knew about this event that had happened. And this cosmonaut, he was awarded many medals and titles, including Hero of the Soviet Union, the nation's highest honor. Vostok 1 marked his only space flight, but he served as backup crew to Soyuz 1 mission, which ended in a fatal crash. Gagarin later became deputy training director of the Cosmonaut Training Center outside of Moscow, which was later named after him. Gagarin, he died in 1968 when the MiG-15 training jet he was piloting crashed. The many lights and or structures that we see on these planets could be one of two things. One of three things, actually. It could be another species, it could be us, it could be from manned missions, it could be that these missions brought colonization of the planets. I mean, my goodness, how long ago would have had to have started when you think of it? And it just makes us realize that we're not the first species to have created technology. Not at all. We're probably very primitive, very squirrel-like to some advanced species. Everything that's going on out there that we can't see, many know and have done themselves these missions, and they're going to have to shut up for the rest of their lives, never have any children or get married, and to deal with their money alone. Have you ever heard of the United States Space Surveillance Network? Now, these guys don't answer questions, and we don't hear about their database and or what they're doing. But the space surveillance, they are supposed to accomplish the following. They predict when and where a decaying space object will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, preventing a returning space object, which to radar looks like a missile, from triggering a false alarm in missile attack warning sensors of the US and other countries. This is worldwide. It's United States, but it's worldwide. Detect new man-made objects in space. They correctly map objects traveling in the Earth's orbit. They produce a running catalog of man-made space objects. They determine which country owns a re-entering space object. Did you hear me? They inform NASA whether or not objects may interfere with satellites and International Space Station orbits. In their goal for future requirements. And what would those future requirements be, do you think? The New World Order is happening. It's been happening for the past, well, a while, but I've seen it for the past 10, 15 years. And now the changes that will happen from here in September, it's just going to baffle the entire world. I'm telling you, in August, we are going to know more about space than anyone ever has on this entire Earth for as long as we have history books. Here's another good one. NASA Declassification Management Program. Their primary objective is the declassification program is to review all historically valuable classified information to assess what needs to remain classified and what can be released to the public, while protecting the national security interests of the United States government. Who are the men in black? Well, don't wonder how and why this organization, if it exists, of course it does, was created. The people coming back from deep space missions, who've seen everything, who could, in a flash of an eye, destroy an entire elite cover-up by opening his mouth and mentioning a few words. Well, the men in black will be up their asses, and they're here on Earth to be sure that nothing comes out from the ones that were there. As for the ones here talking about missions like I do and many channels do without actually having been or have any proof, well, they just keep an eye on us. But we're watching them too. And like in the past, many thousands of years, when the people come to find out what goes on, well, then a new system is formed. A new secret is installed, kept. But the same reason and the same bloodlines. It just looks different. This is a beautiful force that I have and that we have here as a community. Raising money for the Big Mama telescope. We're going to get that big scope, guys. Donations are coming in all the time. Xavier Perkins, second donation. It's not that it matters how many times you donate, but I have to mention the ones that are, and I appreciate it. Love you guys. 35 bucks. Brother, thanks a lot, man. Xavier, thanks for the support. We're going to get that big telescope, buddy.